Two payroll giants, ADP and Paychex. One tough decision. Which one really delivers? On the left, ADP, the global payroll and HR powerhouse. On the right, Paychex, flexible HR and payroll built for SMBs. Let's skip the buzzwords and dig into what matters most. Each category gets scored, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The winner might just surprise you. All right, before we jump in, let's lay out exactly what we're going to compare. So here's the mind map. Get ready for pricing, features and scalability, integrations, international capabilities, user experience and ease, security and compliance, learning and resources, and, user reviews. Basically, all the stuff you'd actually care about when picking one over the other. Okay, let's kick things off with pricing, because let's be real, it's almost always the first question. ADP, they go full custom. If you want a quote, you've got to talk to sales, especially if your needs are complex or you're scaling big, which can actually be a plus if you want something built for you. But yeah, no pricing pages to browse during your lunch break. Now, Paychex, on the other hand, is way more upfront. You see a starting rate, $39 a month plus $4 per employee. It's transparent, great for SMBs who hate surprises. But if you go for more advanced features, you're back in quote land. Still, between these two, Paychex keeps it clearer and simpler for most folks. Sliding right into features and scalability. ADP, wow, they go big here. Their suite covers payroll, HR, benefits, you name it. And get this, they do native global payroll in like 140 countries. Plus, there's AI-powered payroll validation if you're into that. Thing is, setup can be, well, let's just say it's not for the faint of heart. And if you want the fancy modules, expect some extra costs. Now, Paychex isn't slouching. It's got solid payroll and HR for US businesses, and this super slick voice assist for hands-free payroll processing. Kind of cool, right? The catch? International stuff is handled via a partner, so not quite as direct. And learning programs? Yeah, fewer than ADP, by a lot. So for features, ADP really pulls ahead and shows off. Moving right along to integrations. This one's always a pain if you have a bunch of tools, right? ADP offers over 300 integrations. Seriously, QuickBooks, Xero, time tracking. Basically, if you use it, they probably have an integration. Paychex? Also close to 300 apps, so it's not far off. They plug into Oracle, Time Tracker, Salesforce, lots of big names. So, if you love options, ADP has that extra range, just a touch more robust. Oh, and here's something cool to break things up for a sec. ADP's been around for 75 plus years. Basically, payroll royalty. Meanwhile, Paychex manages payroll for over 700,000 businesses in the US alone. Wild, right? Next up, international capabilities. This is big if you're even thinking about hiring outside the US. ADP is like the global payroll master. Native payroll in over 140 countries, lots of flexibility, the whole nine yards. Honestly, maybe too much if you're just domestic. Paychex? They do offer international, but it's through partners. Covers a ton of countries, but not as tightly integrated. So if global's your thing, ADP clearly nails it. Let's talk user experience, something we all kind of care about. ADP has modern dashboards, AI guidance. It feels pretty slick. But yeah, it can get complicated, especially if you're new. Now, flip side, Paychex gets major props for keeping things super simple. The setup is easy. You get 24/7 live chat and phone support. If you want quick answers, they deliver. Maybe not as deep or complex as ADP, but sometimes you just want to get in, get out, get paid, right? Paychex wins this one for sheer ease. Security and compliance. Hey, boring, but super important. So, ADP is loaded. GDPR, SOC 1, 2, 3, ISO 27001. All the acronyms, all the certifications. Paychex matches up. SOC 1 and 2 plus NIST 1.1. Both are seriously rock solid here. Nothing to worry about. Let's just call this a tie. Booking it over to learning and resources. ADP has, wait for it, like 70,000 plus programs. Seriously, you could just study payroll all year. Tons of guides, lots of help. Paychex? Also solid, with webinars, podcasts, and compliance tools, but nowhere near as many programs. If you're all about learning, ADP is definitely more the resource overachiever. And lastly, let's see what actual users are saying. ADP nabbed the #1 payroll spot for small business on G2 this year, which is pretty epic. People love their reporting and mobile tools, though some admit the setup is a headache. Paychex gets huge love for being easy and reliable in payroll processing, just a smidge below ADP in some areas. So overall, ADP rides a bit higher on the ratings. Here's a look at both companies across all the categories, nice and visual. See how those strengths and weaknesses really pop out. ADP kind of dominates the international and resource side, while Paychex is big on ease and price transparency. So, big picture, if you're a mid-size scaling up or you're already thinking global, ADP is probably your go-to. The depth, the compliance, it just packs more punch. But if you want something fast, clear, and easy for your US business, Paychex is hands down the winner for simplicity. You know what? There's a clear match for pretty much every type of business here.
Found this comparison helpful? Seriously, save it for the next time you're arguing payroll options with your team or your boss.
It's just good to know what you're really getting into.